Some would say that was a delectable medley of footballing splendour. What a weekend we have had. There is so much for us to get our teeth into. It was simply brilliant to have Premier League football back. Helping me dissect everything that we have seen this weekend is the wonderful Ade Oladipo. Ade, thank you for finding the time. Thank you for coming on. There's so much for us to get our teeth into. And we are going to start... Nottingham Forest have sacked their manager. They got battered by us. Chelsea ended up rampant winners. And Ange Postecoglou is paid with his job.
Yeah.
I
thought he was going to say paid with his life there.
No, paid with his football.
Footballing life,
paid
maybe
with his Premier League life.
At least Premier League life, yeah. I'd be shocked if he ever gets a Premier League job again. Look, 39 days is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, 10 million quid for 39 days. You know, he's going to be paid off his entire...
I find that crazy. I find that there has to be some sort of clause in the contract. Like, if you don't win a game... and we sack you, like, we're not paying you.
I think part of it...
won a game, never won an 8.
I think part of it is goodwill. I don't think they would have to pay.
A million's goodwill.
I think it's goodwill. I think there is a friendship. But either way, he's gone.
Yeah.
Do you think that Nottingham Forest, firstly, have made the right decision?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and look, Marinakis, we know, is a bit sort of gun-ho with everything he does. But this is a time when it is actually a good thing to be gun-ho. Because I think some chairman will sit on it thinking, okay, look, no, I made a mistake appointing him. I've almost just got to suck this up and see if he gets through it. No. They need to stay in the Premier League. Like, Marinakis wouldn't want Nottingham Forest to be a championship team. It just doesn't, it's not sexy enough. It doesn't make sense. Olympiacos is the other team he owns, and they're doing well. And he would like to think that Nottingham Forest could be this team that is a businessman that eventually tries to sell for $1 billion or something.
It's interesting that you say that, right? Because I completely agree with you. Whatever you think of Mr. Marinakis, whatever you think of the way that he approaches it, whatever you think of the way that his methodology is applied, what you cannot deny is that he wants what's best for Forest.
100%.
And he goes about it sometimes in weird ways and unorthodox ways, but he does want what's best for the club. So the fact that he appointed Postecoglou, it felt like a bad decision. It felt like a wild decision, in fact, because Espirito Santo is a good manager.
Yeah.
And they went from a very good, proven good manager in Espirito Santo, who's now going to keep West Ham up, which has implications on Forest and their aspirations of staying in the league, because the manager that they let go is going to keep a team that could potentially go down up.
Yeah.
And they appointed Postecoglou. It felt wrong. It felt wild. It felt like a bad move. But the arrogant thing to do would be to persevere.
100%.
And he is ready to take it in the neck. It doesn't reflect well on him, but he's ready to take the stick and basically hold his hand up and say, I got this wrong.
Got it wrong.
But now I'm going to keep us in the league.
Yeah, got it wrong. And look, as you say, him and when I say him, Marinakis and Ange know each other. They're friendly. So he's probably thought, like, I'm going to give you a go. And he's probably just had the conversation with him like, dude, you've not won in 8. I want you to succeed, but you've not won in 8. This isn't going to work. I need to turn this around.
It's the worst managerial stint ever at Forest.
Yes.
Like, no wins in 8 games is just
the worst
never
managerial stint
anyone.
Maybe ever in the Premier League.
No wins in 8 is crazy.
Yeah.
And he will now go down. Like, I put a tweet up about this, and it got a lot of stick from people. But I said that Ange Postecoglou's Premier League legacy now is, the conversation will be, where does he rank out of him, Les Reed, Bob Bradley?
You've gone that?
Yeah, I think he's that kind of calibre man. You know those like famously, Frank de Boer at Palace?
Yeah.
Those famously terrible stints. Nathan Jones, Southampton?
Yeah, I think he'll. I don't think the future is going to be kind to him either. I don't think he'll ever get a job in the Premier League again.
No, I don't.
That's how bad that what he's done has become. And look, I mean, how many games did he lose at Tottenham?
Yeah, they were losing all the time. They were conceding goals from set pieces all the time.
Exactly.
It's the same problems. Like,
I just wonder if Marinakis sort of gave him the job based off the fact they're in Europe.
Silverware, mate.
No, they're back in Europe, and he probably thought, okay, we're in Europe, and I want a good European stint because it looks more glamorous when a team does well in Europe.
Yeah.
To the ongoing people watching. I think
what you can't deny, and I would contest Postecoglou being a good manager. I would argue with anyone and say that he's not a good manager. I would say that what he did at Tottenham isn't particularly impressive. If you scratch beneath the surface, you can see that they played Bodo Glimt in a semi-final. They played a woeful Manchester United team in a final, and they nearly got relegated in the process. But the bottom line of it is they won a European trophy, a significant European trophy.
Yeah.
And if you want to accentuate the positive, you just analyse that. You go, look, they won silverware. Forest would do anything for silverware.
Yeah.
So I think he tried to replicate that recipe, but it has not worked. Where do you think they go? At one point, it was going to be Roberto Mancini, but that is now not going to happen. And I thought that was going to be the perfect appointment.
Dude, I can't imagine, and I genuinely mean this, any manager worth their salt, and Mancini is a top manager, or at least was, having a conversation with Marinakis and saying, yeah, I'll take that.
Money, sir.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But these guys don't have bailiffs knocking at the door.
No, but money and opportunity.
He's just come from Saudi, Mancini.
He's come from Saudi, and
he's got a lot of money.
He's got a lot of money, but it's also the opportunity. Like Nottingham Forest, even though I see your reservation, right? Marinakis plays by his own rules. It's a very unorthodox approach to owning a club. But it could work. Mate, you could have a great run. You could become a hero.
Nuno had a great run. Yeah. Nuno was, as to use your term, a Rizzler paper away from getting the Champions League. And now they're playing in Europe.
What do you think about Dyche then? If it ends up being Dyche, which
that then tells me what they are now.
Do you think Dyche keeps them up?
Only just because there are 3 worse teams.
I don't think he does.
Only because there are 3 worse teams. You know why as well, by the way? He does because he's got Morgan Gibbs-White. He does because he's got Chris Wood. He does because he's got good enough players. Like Chris Wood will still score you goals. I know he hasn't done so far this season, but he'll get you goals. And Morgan Gibbs-White is still, I think, on his day, one of the best English midfielders in the league. They've got enough to stay in the league.
Do you think?
Of course they have.
I'm not so sure. I'm really not. I think that they're in a very difficult place. But it's a great day for us. Another 3-0 win. Scoring goals, clean sheet is obviously beautiful. It's fantastic. The only problem that we've got, obviously, is Cole Palmer out. Painful.
Mate, you say that, but it's not having an effect. Whereas, like a couple of seasons ago when he first landed, he was like, okay, if Cole doesn't do anything, you team all over the place. It's no longer reliant on Cole Palmer.
No, to a degree, that's true. To a degree.
He's no longer your best player anymore.
He is fine.
Is Caicedo not?
No, Caicedo.
I look at Caicedo and I think, you can't. He's like a wall.
No, Moises Caicedo is a wonderful
fantastic
player. And I would argue that Moises Caicedo, in his position, the very specific, let's be very specific about this, the number 6.
Yeah, putting out fires everywhere.
He's the best in the league at that.
Yeah.
He isn't a better all-round midfielder than Declan Rice, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, Declan Rice is a better 8 than Caicedo is an 8.
Yeah.
And Declan Rice isn't as good as 6, but he's nearly as good as 6. So overall, the midfielder that's better, in my opinion, is Declan Rice. But Caicedo is, at what he does, the best in the league.
I think he's frightening.
But Cole Palmer is, like, truly, truly amazing.
Maybe so, but you're no longer missing his goals. All of a sudden, you're scoring. You're finding goal scorers from elsewhere. And what Moises does, which I think is really important for Chelsea, considering that you don't really have that centre-back partnership, he shields the back 4. He's like, okay, look, we haven't got what we want at the back. You guys do that, I'll sit. And he just gets around the pitch. Honestly, I think he's sensational.
Fine. It's going to be very interesting.
And Enzo's grown on me as well.
Yeah.
Enzo, and when I say Enzo, I mean your manager. Enzo Maresca's grown on me.
Yeah.
Even the way he talks in press conferences has grown on me. He's talking like someone that's now won a couple of trophies. And it's almost like, okay, yes, I've won.
Stature.
Yeah, I've won a couple of mini trophies, if you like. But now watch. Now watch. Reece James is looking great because he's now fit.
He's just amazing.
He's just incredible.
He's just a great footballer. Like, against Liverpool, he ended up playing centre half, and he was like one of the best players on the pitch.
Yeah, still couldn't get a change out of him.
I think he is class. And look, we're moving on nicely. There will be tougher tests on Forest and Ange Postecoglou's Forest, but we're winning games, so let us see how we do. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt your video, but would you do us a favour? We're just working on something a little bit different here, and I really hope that you enjoy it. We're going to just trial this sort of longer form podcast style video between Addy and I. If you are enjoying it, will you please give it a like? Please let us know in the comments, and please give it some hype points. It's something that we want to try and do on a more regular basis, but only if you like the idea. So please do let us know. Enjoy the rest of the video. Do you know what, Addy, I wanted to talk to you about? The true brilliance of Erling Haaland.
Oh, mate.
It's absolutely unreal what he's doing. Yeah. Because do you know what? I've often thought that some records live forever. Like some records, they're there to be broken.
Uh-oh, what are you going to say?
What I'm going to say is...
if he stays.
Well, I've done the maths. I've done the maths, right? And I've worked out...
Go on.
That, in my opinion, in the year 2031... that season. So actually 30...
so what?
So 30-31, maybe even 30.
2031.
2031. So
what's that, 6 years? How old's Haaland?
Erling Haaland, I think he's about 25.
Okay.
So Erling Haaland will break that record if he can score at the rate that he's scoring in 2020... the rate that he's scoring in 2025, if he can continue like that, gets to 2030, 2031, and he will have broken the 260 goals. Like, it's not that many. It's basically he needs about 4.5, 5 years.
Yeah.
And if he stays, I think he does it. The question isn't whether he can do it.
No, you're right. The question isn't whether or not he stays and doesn't go to Real Madrid and doesn't just decide enough's enough. I've won 5 Premier League titles and I've won this and I've won that. I think he's sensational. And you remember the story around him a couple of seasons ago. I think Roy Keane used to talk about it as well. Like he's like a League One player when it comes to build up. It seems as though he's taken that personal. He's worked on it.
He has.
He's worked on that build up all of a sudden.
And he's a man possessed. Yeah. Like can you see any Christmas decorations? I can't. He scored 22 goals. How can you score 22 goals before Christmas? Like 22 goals in May is a good tally.
Dude.
If you score 22 in February, you're flying.
Dude, he scored 22 goals, and this is what makes it even more madder, without De Bruyne and Grealish serving him up the goals. So his 2 biggest assist boys were Grealish and De Bruyne for the last since he joined the club. Yeah. They've now gone, and all of a sudden now he's just found other new boys and he's doing it.
Foden's linking up well with him, isn't he?
It's just him though.
Yeah.
It's just him. Mate, he's enormous. Left foot, right foot. Like, you always assume it's left foot. He's not. He's on the right foot. That header that he scored was it in Europe? Monaco.
The backwards header. Yeah, clever.
I didn't even see when he had a look.
Yeah, that's like a Teddy Sheringham clever goal.
That. It is that.
It's like Jurgen Klinsmann.
Soft touch.
Yeah,
you're not trying to rifle it in.
Also, it's just using your brain rather than your physicality.
And that's what we never thought he really had. Without being rude, it's almost like I'm just going to.
Yeah. He was a brute. He was a brute. He was a specimen. He was an athlete. He was bigger than you, faster than you, stronger than you, and therefore a better footballer. Whereas now it's like forget those things. Now he's just a better footballer,
dude. He's one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. Yeah. No, I know that it's not wild as it sounds. Honestly, when he started doing that at Dortmund, I was like, okay, as we all like, we're a bit like sneering at the Bundesliga. He's come and just gone. The Premier League isn't easy.
Yeah.
And then he's done it in the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
think he's on course for 52 goals. If he scored 11 in 8. He's on course for 52 goals. Obviously, this will change, but
will it?
Well,
will it?
Well, will it?
Did it in his first? Didn't his? Everyone thought he was going to slow down in his first season. Man, even last season, where supposedly he was ranked like 20-something in the Ballon d'Or, he got over 30 goals.
That was ludicrous. That was a bad season as well. What about this then, Addy? Is there a world? There's 2 worlds here. Are City too reliant on him? So no one else at City has scored more than 1 goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's just scoring for them. He's winning all their points. I think he scored a goal at Brighton, and that goal didn't count for anything. Yeah. But every other goal that he scored has won them points.
Okay.
So, are they too reliant on him, or is it the opposite? Is it, we're reliant on him because he's brilliant and he's going to win us the league? Both. Do you remember Robin Van Persie? Van Persie, Man United?
He did, but Robin still had Rooney chipping in. He saw the others doing stuff.
Yeah, but it was Van Persie's goals.
It was Van Persie's goals. You almost feel like if Foden can just find half of what got him to be the best player in the league a couple of seasons ago, they might just have enough, because ultimately, and I know that we've seen the emergence of Slot and Arteta, they still have the best manager in the league. Like, on his day, Guardiola's still the best. He's still the best.
Yeah, I don't think that's up for debate.
Yeah.
On his day, he is the best manager, and the accolades will not be matched by probably the rest of the league combined. Yeah, the rest of the managers in the league won't win anywhere near what he's won on his own. Yeah. That won't happen.
No chance.
And
he's heard the noise. He's heard the noise at the start of the season. But what's everyone said at the start of the season?
People question him massively.
Who's going to win the league? Oh, Arsenal.
Never City.
Arsenal.
City.
Yeah. So for the first time since he landed, City are not even in the conversation, and he's like, "Oh, really? Okay, lovely."
But when people are saying never City, is it wrong? Is it going to be City, or is the prediction, although it's bold and although the Guardiola won't want to hear it, is it accurate?
If they can get Rodri fit, I don't think he'll ever be the Rodri of pre-injury, but if they can get Rodri
fit, Phil Foden playing and scoring.
Yeah.
You remember when Phil Foden used to ping him in from the edge of the box, outside the area, goals?
Mate, they might have the best goalkeeper in the world, by the way.
Yeah, it's not controversial.
It's not controversial.
Whether I agree or disagree.
Definitely top 3-4. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they could have the best. He's
goalkeeper,
enormous.
Best centre forward,
and potentially
then hope for the best. Shirky, Foden.
He's not landed at all.
It's all right.
Shirky.
It's all right.
I think everyone just likes his little TikTok clips of him kicking the ball up and doing stuff in training. He's not really done much.
I think it's very, very interesting with City. Can they do it, actually?
Yeah, of course they can.
Do you think?
Of course they can. When a team like that, and they've still got a squad of players, there's about 9 in that squad that have won minimum 2 or 3 league titles, a treble. They know how to win. Unlike the Arsenal debate, they know how to win in that squad. And the manager, you say, he's won more trophies than any manager managing right now. So, apart from maybe Carlo Ancelotti. So, look, I think they've got everything to win.
Yeah. I mean, no, you're absolutely right. Like, just for context, Phil Foden, I know he's not this, but he kind of feels young, doesn't he? He feels like a kid.
Yeah.
He's won 6 league titles. Just for context, Chelsea Football Club, we're a massive club. Yeah. Right? Whether you think we're the biggest club in the country or whether you think we're the 6th biggest club in the country, which is ridiculous, we're one of them. And if you're the 6th biggest club in the Premier League, you're massive.
Yeah.
We've won 6 league titles.
Wow.
Phil Foden has won 6 league titles. In terms of like knowing how to get over the line, these are the boys. These are the governors. Yeah. Everyone else is learning.
Write them off at your peril.
Do you think?
Write them. And you know, they've got a chance to make a statement when they play Liverpool soon. Yeah. Write them off at your peril.
Yeah, I think you could be right. On that, we've got to now talk about not only the title favourites, but the best team in the country, the most miserly defence in the country. Yeah. Arsenal were just getting it right.
They were awful against Fulham.
No.
They were awful, man.
No.
I don't think they were good at all.
No, but, okay, 2 things can be true.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. My passion for hoping that Arsenal drop points sort of came through there.
They weren't
great, and they got over the line.
They weren't great in the first half.
They weren't great
in the first half. Fulham were good in the first half. Yeah. Second half, there was only one winner. Yeah. There was only one winner. And from the second that Trossard scored, that was it. Then there was no looking back. No. Do you know, Fulham had nothing. You know, no shots on target. Have you seen that amazing stat? Two consecutive games.
You know, their chances, you know, like Iwobi and Traore, especially when Traore came on, he had a go, but because they won a few corners back to back to back. But winning a corner against Arsenal is just pointless. Unless you've got this fantastic corner routine lined up, you're chucking it into the box with about 8 6-footers.
You've got to be clever. You've got to be clever. You need a Nico Jova. You need somebody to say, Arsenal are better than us in the air. Yeah. They're more organised. They're more resolute. They've got a better keeper than we have centre forward. They're ready for this. Yeah. What I don't understand in those circumstances is when people just chuck it in there.
Don't get it.
Do something else. Take it short.
Yeah.
Take it short and double up. Like do something else.
Have you not realised that Gabriel and Saliba are 6'4"?
But they are unbelievably good, Arsenal.
You know what it is? They're unbelievably good. My worry for Arsenal, and they're lucky because they don't concede. They don't score enough. Arsenal don't actually score enough.
That's not necessarily true. They're not free scorers.
They're not free scorers at all.
They're not free scorers, but they've conceded. They've scored more than Liverpool and just a couple less than City. Yeah. So they're not bad. Look, they've played 8. They've scored 15. I appreciate what that could potentially be. Is played 8, scored 20. It's not that. No. But it doesn't need to be when you don't concede any, does it?
It doesn't. But I do think they do need. Look, it depends. I didn't think they actually needed Gyökeres. I think all this we need a number 9 was kind of a story that people ran with. But I do think come the back end of the season, they're going to need him to do something. Yeah. And I wonder if he's up to doing it.
I think the debate around Gyökeres is starting to gather a little bit of oxygen.
It is, isn't it?
But do you know what? And we will talk about it, Addy. But for now, let's just focus, because what I don't want to do is start talking about Arsenal and then immediately going, what's the problem with Gyökeres? I think we need to talk about, and we will explore it in a minute. Yeah. But I also think what we need to do is go, mate, they don't concede any goals. They're currently on course to equalise in terms of like 3 goals conceded after 8 games. Mm-hmm. That's what Chelsea, who conceded 15 goals in the entire season, did. When we did that, we won the league at a canter. Yeah. It broke a record that I didn't think would ever be broken. It was actually Arsenal's record. I think 17.
What was your back 4 goalkeeper then? Obviously, Cech was in goal.
It was Cech, Paulo. What it was built on, really. Yeah. Look, don't get me wrong.
Was it built on the midfield?
It was built on Cech, Terry Carvalho, Makelele, with help from Lampard.
Who was your?
But that's what it was.
Who's your left back?
That's what it was built upon. Gallas.
Okay, is that honest? Answer seriously here. So Declan Rice, Makelele, yeah. Is that back 6 because you had Makelele into it better than your back 6? No,
I think our players were better. I think Ricardo Carvalho and John Terry were better than their 2.
Gabriel Saliba.
But it's a different time.
It's close,
You're up against different players now. It's an easier time. Yeah. What they also have, I have to admit, like Paulo Ferreira was a very good player, but Jurriën Timber is probably better than Ferreira. Yeah. William Gallas wasn't a natural.
So Calafiori is probably a better left back, but not But if you're trying
probably.
if you're trying
William
to not
Gallas is a
concede
very,
goals,
very good player. I don't like
good
Gallas.
centre-back.
Yeah, very good player. Yeah. But I think the difference is that what they have is depth, physicality, Rice and Zubimendi.
It's horrendous.
It's
horrendous.
If you can't be scored against, you basically have a chance in every game. Yeah, nothing.
I mean, Soboslai had to score a 35-yarder. They just don't concede.
Yeah, they don't concede. So it is really impressive. What they have built, the way that they have done it, the way that they have got it working. You know, they've been quite ruthless. Lewis Skelly's not in the team, and rightly so.
Ben White,
nowhere to be seen.
Like
undroppable.
Start.
One of the best that they had.
Honestly,
one of the best players they had.
Yeah, could play midfield, could play centre back. Like can't get a minute.
Mm.
They are. He is. Arteta's very ruthless, and I think he gets that from Pep.
Yeah, very ruthless. But do you know what else has gone ridiculous? I don't know if you've seen this, but I've seen people talking about Arsenal and kind of doing it in quite a sneery way. They kind of go set piece FC, Stoke City, the image of Mikel Arteta dressed like Tony Pulis, and you're like, are you an idiot? Calling them set piece FC is a compliment. Yeah. Calling them Stoke City for what you're saying about them is a compliment. Yeah. Because obviously they can play expansive football. Obviously they can play expressive football. Obviously they can play beautiful football. Bukayo Saka is a beautiful footballer. Yeah. Declan Rice is a beautiful footballer. Zubimendi is a beautiful footballer. Leandro Trossard, Eberechi Eze is one of the most beautiful footballers to watch. So they have that. They have that artistry. But what you're saying is, that they have the steel and the robust qualities of Ryan Shawcross. Whilst I'm saying they have the sexy football qualities of Eberechi Eze. So then you're saying they got it all.
Yeah, they honestly.
Which is a recipe for ultimate success.
I love it. It kind of does remind me of those games when Liverpool used to play Chelsea, because I used to think Rafa Benitez was a bit like that as well. And obviously Mourinho was certainly like that. Robust is good. Carragher always used to speak about him and Sami Hyypiä, like, we're not conceding. Like, it was that. We're not conceding. I think, honestly, they've got the best centre-back pairing. They do have the best fullbacks because they're basically centre-backs. So you're not going to get anything going forward from them, but, defensively you're not going to concede. And then they basically say to the others, the lot up front, go and score, because we've got this.
Find a way.
Yeah, find a way.
Whether you do it via set piece or what. Find a way.
Find a way, because we're okay here.
But, you see, this is where it's interesting. The back line, non-negotiably the best in the league. I'm not saying that Donnarumma isn't better than Raya, but maybe I think that actually. But it doesn't matter. Yeah. What I'm saying is that back unit is better than anyone else's back unit. Agreed. The back four and the keeper is better than anyone else's back four and the keeper. The midfield, in my opinion, is better than anyone else's midfield. Zubimendi has been the best midfielder.
So is it Zubimendi, Rice, and who?
Odegaard, I think.
Yeah, see, that's where it comes. I'm stuck, doesn't it, a bit, I think.
Well, okay, Eze if you want. I think Eze's been quite underwhelming at Arsenal. He has been. But Eze or Odegaard, whoever it is, they're class.
No, I can't. It's difficult.
And then the front three, now we're talking where it could be. Now we can maybe explore the flaw, if we decide that it is a flaw.
Yeah.
Bukayo Saka is one of the best in the world, forget it, right? Yeah. We don't need to talk about him. It's mad to be that good at football where you don't even need to be discussed, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd love to be that good at something where people go, we don't even need to talk about it. Yeah. So you go, Erling Haaland, forget it. Yeah. Harry Kane, forget it. Bukayo Saka, forget it. Now we talk.
Yeah.
Mental to be that good.
Yeah, he's that good.
But he is. So now we talk.
He started as a left back.
Yeah, he's just an amazing
player. Started as a left back.
But let's do it. Let's do Gyökeres. Is it going to cost them the league?
No, because
0 goals in 9 games. Agreed. If you include the Swedish games.
You're right, but I look at their 2 contenders, and the 2 contenders have more holes than Gyökeres.
Yeah.
If Gyökeres is their only problem, then they're okay, because Man City have about 6 problems, and Liverpool right now seem to have about 5 or 6 as well. And if you're saying Gyökeres potentially is the big problem, then they're all right. Because even when Havertz comes back fit, as much as I know me and you are not his biggest fans, he still gets goals. Still gives Gyökeres a chance to rest, and he'll play through the middle. Gabriel Jesus could come back again and get minutes as well. So if that's the issue, I think they're okay.
Yeah, see, I think they're okay. I'm not sure.
I think they're all right. As you said, you've given them. They've got the best defence. You're right in saying, I think them and Chelsea probably have the best midfield, and then they've got Saka.
No, but Addy, they're all right while they're winning games. The reason that this isn't a big issue is because they found a winner. If they didn't find a winner, we would be asking more questions about
But they always seem to find a winner. That Trossard always seems to nick a winner.
He's a lovely little
Martinelli always seems to. Trossard always nicks a winner.
Yeah, he does.
Always. So they're always going to find something from somewhere. And as you say, Eze's not even landed yet. He'll land soon. And I know he'll land because the last couple of seasons at Palace, they'll be all right.
Eze's class, no doubt about it. But I'm finding this
it's the
Gyökeres.
big ones. You're right. It's the Champions League quarter-final. Gyökeres, one chance you have to score. It's those kind of... Do you? That's the issue. I think league-wise, they'll be okay.
How do you think Arsenal are going to cope as favourites? Because for the first time maybe in Arteta's life, they have a better team than Liverpool. They have a better team than Man City. He is seen as a manager that should win the league. He is seen as being more likely to win the league than Guardiola. Well, it must be a weird situation for him. And they're top of the league. So for the first time ever, they're setting the pace. Usually they chase, right? Usually City fly out the traps. Arsenal are chasing. Arsenal are the gallopers behind. Arsenal are like the hooves that you can hear chasing. Like the foxes run off and then they're chasing. Now Arsenal are the fox, man. Arsenal is the hare and the hounds. And Arsenal are the hare. Do you think they can cope with that?
I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't know if he understands what it is to be a favourite in terms of how you're supposed to play as favourites. I think we saw that when City came to the Emirates. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's almost like you've just waved the white flag to Guardiola saying we're accepting a draw here. Even when they came to Anfield, I'm like, you've got the players to go for it. He doesn't do that. He almost like he doesn't let them off the leash. He plays sort of, I won't say negative
Unless
football.
he's learned from that, though, because they went to St James's Park and they did play. They were more aggressive.
Last minute goal, wasn't it? The last couple of minutes.
Last
minutes goal,
Yeah, they were losing. They were losing until like the 83rd minute. They won.
You know the St James's Park thing, I don't want to sound harsh here because I think...
How difficult is it to win there?
It's not as...
It's one of the hardest away grounds, but it's nowhere
season,
near as
it's not
hard.
As what we... Yeah, because they make a racket and everyone talks
was
about
hard
the
for
midfield.
Liverpool, though.
100%
you know when Liverpool
of,
went there because of
and
everything
we went there, was it
happened?
first or second game?
Yeah, night game as well.
Yeah, it was going to be brutal. It's not as... I don't think it's intimidating as maybe we make it out to be.
Yeah.
Well, Newcastle, 11th in the league?
Yeah.
10th, 11th?
So, do you know, while we're on Arsenal, right, can we bring in the result that we've seen this weekend where Manchester United went away to Anfield and won?
Thank you.
What impact on Arsenal do you think that's going to have? Like, Mikel Arteta is dancing on the ceiling, right, Lionel Richie, because of that result. Yeah, because he's thinking... You know what he's thinking? At the start of the season, he would have said to his team, to the backroom staff, to everyone, you know, he likes those meetings, boys, we're going to need 90-plus points to win this. Because this Liverpool team have just gone and done that in the transfer market. He's now looking at Liverpool and thinking, boys, we're not going to need 90 points to win this. Yeah.
It's not 90 points anymore, Rory.
Yeah.
It's mid-80s, I think now. I genuinely believe that. And he's probably thinking, we can definitely get mid-80s.
Yeah.
Whereas 90, 97, whatever, would have been like,
what
we've got to win
that.
every... Now he's probably thinking... Them lot ain't getting 90 points, you know.
No.
Like, you know, if we lose now...
Yeah, it kind of normalises the race, which opens it.
100%.
Yeah, you haven't got to be...
No, you've not got to... There's a time Liverpool, won... I think Liverpool, I think it was over 2 seasons, won 27 of their 28 games. Ridiculous.
No, there was a time... Do you know what? And it isn't even that long ago. You know Antonio Conte's Chelsea team of 2017?
Yeah.
I remember having a major argument saying that team's not seen as a great. Yeah. And I was actually wrong. I hold my hands up, I was wrong. But what I was saying is, and my rationale at the time was sound, I said any team that accrues more than 90 points in a title, and that Antonio Conte team got 93 and made it to a cup final, I said, I don't care what you want to say about Victor Moses or Marcos Alonso. If you hit above 90, you are a great.
Yeah.
That's what you're a great. It's better than Fergie's treble winners. It's better.
Ridiculous.
You are a great. Like, Conte's team got more than the Invincibles, right? I said it makes them a great because of the points tally. And then Liverpool got 97 points, didn't win the league. And I was like, okay, that theory's kind of blown out the water. Yeah, but it has changed everything. But with regard to what we saw with Arsenal...
What did Arsenal get last season? What did they get points-wise?
It wasn't high.
It was 70-something, wasn't it? Liverpool got 84, I think. Arsenal kind of dropped off towards the back end of the season. And the reason I say that is because it needs to be drastically
Arsenal
improved.
got 74.
Mate.
Yeah.
Arsenal are going to need to get another 16 points, so another 5 wins and a draw. To
74 points, but they did go off the boil.
They
and
went off the
obviously
ball.
Liverpool
When they realised they couldn't win it, they went off the ball.
But everything that we've seen, right, this weekend, which culminated in that ridiculous game at Anfield, where we saw Liverpool lose again to Manchester United, Harry Maguire scoring in the last minute. What we're going to do now is look forward. There is, by the way, if you want to see our instant reaction to that game, Addy and I have done a video on this channel, so you can check out that video if you want to see us analysing that game and what it means. What we're going to try and do now in this video, though, is look forward. What does it mean that Liverpool lost at Anfield? What does it mean that Liverpool have lost for the third Premier League running? What does it mean for their title credentials? What does it mean for Mohamed Salah? What does it mean for Florian Wirtz? And what does it mean for Ruben Amorim?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do now, looking forward. I think for Liverpool now, I predicted Liverpool to win the league. I thought that they would win it at a canter, which is now not the case.
Okay. What, win it at a canter or win it?
At a canter, they won't win it. I said at the beginning of the season when they signed Isak and all that.
Do you still think Liverpool can win it?
Yeah.
Do you still think Liverpool will win it?
Yes,
Wow.
but
That's surprising.
But it's the final time that they can do what they did.
Yeah.
Like, you lose at Palace and you kind of go, doesn't matter, actually. Yeah. You can kind of, Liverpool never going to go unbeaten. They don't play that way to go unbeaten. They're going to lose at Palace. Palace are a good team. Glasner's a genius. Forget it. Stamford Bridge, context. Istanbul, not ideal. Cumulatively, everything that we just said, culminating in Anfield, which changes things. Mm-hmm. It's not Selhurst Park. It's not Stamford Bridge. It's not the Ataturk.
Yeah.
It's Anfield. And it's against Man United. This is the first time that I've ever gone, Liverpool, man.
Liverpool have too many players, too many big players off the... It almost be disrespectful to Arsenal, whose players are firing, who have world-class players as well. But Liverpool have too many players off the boil that are not playing their best for me to think that Liverpool can put a run together and win 10 games in a row and put a stamp down. And that's what they're going to have to do. And I look at this Liverpool team, and it isn't just the wobble of those 4 games that you mentioned. It's since the start of the season. I mean, we talk about St James's Park. I mean, we had to have a 17-year-old kid come off and score a goal in the 94th minute against 10 men. I think people forget that. Anthony Gordon got sent off in that game in the first half. We was playing against 10 men and they still nearly nicked the game from us. So there's too many players that are off the boil at the moment. Far too many. If it was just one... So that Salah kept missing chances.
No, if it was just one, you would have won the game.
Yeah.
It's gone wrong.
5 or 6.
It's also a system problem. There are too many players that aren't playing well enough, and there are too many problems.
And we have our backup goalkeeper, who, let's be honest, no one's sure about.
No, Mamardashvili's not good enough.
Yeah, when Alisson plays, I think we all know what we're getting. We're arguably the best goalkeeper in the world.
But do you know when I think about it, Addy, I'm not suggesting that it's an easy fix, but I do feel like there is quite an obvious solution.
Go on.
There are certain changes that need to be made to the starting lineup that will immediately elevate Liverpool. And look, your next game against Brentford, if Liverpool do not win that, they will not win the league. If they win it, they are most certainly capable of winning the league.
Yeah.
4 points for a team of this brilliance. Like, let's, for 1 second, it's a terrible, terrible weekend for Liverpool. Terrible couple of weeks for Liverpool. Losing to Man United in those circumstances, horrific. But can we just take 1 second and go, slow down. Salah is an icon. Wirtz is one of the best footballers in the world. Isak is a genius. Slot is a governor. Like, let's just be a little bit calm. Lose to Brentford, then it becomes a little bit, are we in a crisis? Is this a catastrophe? Is this Man City last year? But we're not there yet. Every result can be explained up until the Brentford game. And with a few tweaks, right, let's do this. Let's do an 11 that puts it right. An 11... So I can make one substitution immediately, which I think changes... Not everything, there's other substitutions, but Mamardashvili starts in goal if he has to.
Yeah.
But obviously you change that if you can. One sub changes everything.
Doesn't, but no.
Andy Robertson on, Kirkes off. Andy Robertson is a fantastic player. Kirkes needed to come in because Tsimikas wasn't good enough. Andy Robertson needed help. But let us not pretend that Andy Robertson isn't capable of finding a brilliant 90 minutes to drive Liverpool to success against Brentford.
Agreed. My thing with Andy Robertson last season was he couldn't play 2 games in a week. Europe and Premier League. It wasn't that he couldn't play 1. And now it's almost as though he can't play none.
Play any.
And I'm like, well, sorry, Robertson still can play 90 minutes. And worst case, he plays 60 minutes.
Yeah.
He plays 60, Kirkes comes on for the last 30.
Yeah.
I tried to stick up for Kirkes the other day when me and you was on TalkSport. I saw enough today to know that.
No.
He's a
madman. He's all over the place.
Way off.
Do you know what he is?
And that panic sets in through everyone.
Yes, because
Van Dijk then doesn't know what he's going to do. He panics.
Totally.
Konate's like, oh my God, is he going to look? Everyone panics.
Do you know what it is, Addy? The word I will use, and it is such a bad word for Liverpool, particularly Arne Slot's Liverpool. The word that I'll use to describe him is wild. A 1-syllable word. He's wild can be good as well, right? The wild isn't only a negative word. But it's a negative word when you're on a slot controlled Dutch football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Robertson, stability, experience, nous, know-how, footballing, proven quality. Andy Robertson in starts. Look, in a dream world, Alisson in goal. If not, Mamardashvili, fine. Robertson in. Then it's obviously Van Dijk, Konate, because it is what it is. I don't think Konate deserves the criticism he's getting. I think he's been a little bit off the boil, but you don't... It's not a Joe Gomez. You're not pulling the release cord on Joe Gomez. You're not there yet.
No, you are.
What, would you go Gomez?
No, I'll go Gomez right back.
Ah, okay, that's interesting.
100%.
Yeah, I've got, okay, that's 100%, fine.
100%. I'll say, you know what? We need to shore this up. We keep conceding. I'd almost copy what Pep and Arteta have done.
The centre-half.
Put a centre-back as a right-back. It's not like he's not played it before.
Yeah.
Put
I
Joe,
like Gomez.
Joe Gomez.
I rate Gomez. I said
well.
Gomez for England.
He's got the recovery pace. Exactly. He's got the recovery pace. If I'm Gomez, I'm thinking, Bradley's been awful.
Yeah.
You're playing Szoboszlai in midfield. I mean,
you're losing him.
You're losing
midfield.
so much. And Frimpong's too gun-ho.
Yeah.
Play me there.
Okay, I can agree with that. Gomez right back. The midfield is a midfield, right? Yeah. Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister.
Yeah.
Would you change anything? I don't think there was...
You know, you can't. But there's nothing in there. Sometimes I look at it and I think, we're just losing a battle in there, like a fight. That's why Caicedo ran us ragged in your game. He's willing to fight everyone. Like he's even putting nasty. There's no, someone said it the other day. There's no one in Liverpool's team that does a bit of naughty, like no dark arts, no nothing. And we're playing against people that are doing it all. And I'm like, is anyone going to do anything?
Stop bullying us, man. Yeah.
Stop bullying us. There's no bully in Liverpool's team.
Do you know what you could do then? Is this a good idea? Do you drop McAllister and play Curtis Jones?
No.
Jones is a wicked player, mate, and he's got a bit of Scouse edge.
He has got a bit of Scouse edge, but ultimately, it's not good enough.
Jones?
He's not good enough for Liverpool.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Are you mad?
Not to start for
good
the Champions. Good
player.
He's not. He's a good player. Would Jones start for Palace?
What?
I'm asking a question, genuine question. Like in Wharton's kind of position, would you have Wharton or Jones?
Probably Wharton, but Wharton isn't there. Like I said, that Hughes plays,
would he start,
doesn't he? He's better than Hughes.
Would he start for Arsenal? Jones. Well, so remember, we're the champions here. We're the champions.
No, he's not better than Rice and Zubimendi.
So this is my point. If you're the champions,
yeah, but he doesn't start for you either.
Yeah, no, but you're saying he should start.
No, I'm working out. Yeah, because of it's
what's
working.
going wrong.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
If anything, Wirtz has got to come in.
Yeah, I think
Wirtz has got to come in.
But that's why I'm saying, is it?
Sorry, let you finish your thing.
What about Szoboszlai? Okay, let's work this midfield out. You drop McAllister, who hasn't been playing well enough.
Yeah.
You bring in Jones. Or do you drop Szoboszlai back for McAllister, bring in Wirtz? I think Jones needs to be in the team. Control.
I would still...
Control. Look after the ball. Control. Yeah. Scouse edge. Jones.
Not enough of that Scouse edge, though, with him.
You need Jones, Szoboszlai.
Gravenberch has got to play.
Jones, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. Yeah, Gravenberch, assuming he's fit.
Yeah, Gravenberch has to play.
Jones, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch.
So you've not got Wirtz in the U11 or?
Not yet.
Okay. Oh.
Not yet.
I see what you're doing.
I can't believe I'm about to say these words. But
have a drink before you say it.
I don't think I'm ready to say the words.
Have a drink before you say it then.
But I'm going to. But I don't think it is this. But let's discuss it. Is it time to drop Salah? It doesn't even sound right when I ask the question.
I can't say it.
But he was really bad.
No, he's been woeful.
Sometimes, and you can get it wrong. But sometimes I remember Mourinho didn't drop. He rotated Drogba, and Drogba had the hump. He was fuming. He came on and scored, and never got dropped again. I just wonder if basically playing him every week isn't working, is he? So you got to do something.
He's not been dropped in 9 seasons. You're dropping him now. You're basically saying you're not good enough.
Also, can I look, we've been a bit sentimental about this. Nobody has a God-given right to start for Liverpool. Having a liver bird upon your chest is a real honour, right?
Rodgers dropped Gerrard.
Yeah, Roger Burke.
No, I'm saying
yeah, but that's a dumb thing to me.
I was just saying, but if Gerrard can be subbed, then...
But you can't just play Salah because.
Agreed.
You have to play him because he's been good enough and scores goals.
But then it's who comes in. So the person that's coming in's got to be infinitely better than what you're dropping.
No, but it's Ekitike did enough against Man United to deserve a start. He came on, he was hungry, mate.
Agreed.
Right, so
aggressive, angry.
Yeah. Ekitike.
Is there a front three of Ekitike?
Could Ekitike play on that side? Could Ekitike?
100%. He's a footballer.
Yeah, Ekitike, Gakpo.
Yeah, no.
Ekitike, Isak, Wirtz.
Yeah.
As a three.
Yeah, whichever.
In some sort of fluid.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what the problem with that is? There's too many new players. Like, this is the issue I think he's having. And that's probably why it reverts back to Gakpo and Salah. There's almost like it's a whole new front three.
There was a weird headline.
Did Gakpo play that bad?
No, Gakpo was good. You were just on the edge of your seat. You weren't watching the. I mean this with respect. When we watched the game together, you were watching it like a fan and just going mad, which is a way that you're supposed to watch football when you are a fan of the club. But when I'm at Stamford Bridge, you can come out of the stadium and you can be like, I thought Solomon Kalou had a mare. And someone else will go, are you crazy? He did all the pressing, but you're just watching it in a haze.
Maybe it's that missed chance.
Gakpo, he missed the sitter. He missed the sitter, but he also scored. He was a razor paper away. You think about the chance where he hit the post. You think about the chance where he hit the other post. Like, scored. He's like, I don't think he was bad. So Gakpo's in. Isak through the middle. Wirtz. Oh no, then we've left out Ekitike. Ekitike deserves it. Meritocracy. Yeah. Ekitike came on and deserves it. You can't. Okay, Isak's drops. Ekitike through the middle. No, that's mental.
It's mental.
I don't know what to do. It's a hard job. You see, this is why I'm not a football manager.
Yes, it's not easy.
No, this is. Hang on. This is the answer. Ekitike and Isak together.
Ekitike and Isak as a two. Wirtz behind them, no width is what you're basically saying.
Yeah.
No width at all.
Yeah, but
because Robbo can't get up and down.
No. But equally, you're allowed to pull out wide. You're allowed to. Thierry Henry had a whole channel down the left, didn't he? He was a centre forward who ran a channel.
You know, I think we've witnessed, or what we're experiencing right now, is the difficulties Slot has. I don't know. Yeah. Like, he's almost, players have been given to him, and he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
It's a really weird thing. I read a headline. And it was a very weird situation because I read a headline that I completely agreed with. I think it was in the Telegraph. I completely agreed with what was said, but it's ridiculous that what I read I agreed with and it was true. Mm-hmm. It said Liverpool are struggling because they're in a transition year. And you're like, wait, they're champions. Why are they they shouldn't be in a transition.
There's a transition there.
But they've done too much. They've done too much too young.
I've said it. They've done too much. You signed 6 players.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Yeah.
Like, you signed 6 and you didn't need 6.
Yeah, it's a crazy one. But if he gets it right, I think they'll be fine.
I don't think he can, Rory. I think there's too many.
Got to beat Brentford.
There's too many holes.
Got to beat Brentford.
Yeah, we'll beat Brentford.
We've got to win in Europe. Then you've got to beat
Brentford. But then there's too many holes. There's too many holes in that squad right now.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this progresses. Okay, I think we've solved Liverpool's problems. Well, we've done our best.
Yeah.
Has Ruben Amorim solved Manchester United? That's the biggest result that he's had at the club. It's better than beating Man City in the league. And that.
Well, the answer is obviously no. They haven't. I mean, it's their first back-to-back wins he's had in the league under him, and he's been in the job a year now. So I don't think so. I think they look good. I think certain players look good. I think Burma was lively. I think Maguire and De Ligt were really good at the back, like almost 2 old-fashioned sort of 90s centre-backs who were like just big, strong and bullish. And Mason Mount looked good as well, didn't he, for 50, 60 minutes? But it almost feels with Amorim, it's like 1 step forward, it could be 2 steps forward, and then 1 step back. Like, I expect their next league game, whoever it is, for them to draw or lose.
No, but this has to be it. It can't be that. But
it has been that.
No, but Addy,
Chelsea was a massive result, and then they lost to Brentford.
This is completely different. Beating Chelsea at home is so different to beating Liverpool away, beating Liverpool at Anfield when Liverpool were champions, off the back of Liverpool scoring an equaliser that suggested that the momentum was with them. If it's ever going to work for Amorim, and being frank, I'm not sure it is, but if it is ever to work, it's now. That result has to be the moment where we go, right.
You know what, though? When you look at all the managers, or at least the last 3, have had those type of big results. And we always think, is that the start? Ten Hag's had one of those. Ollie's had one of those. And we always think, is this it? Is this it? It never is.
Yeah.
It never is. And they've had better squads than this.
Yeah. No, you're right. There's been loads of false dawns, false hope, false nines. Right? They've had it all. But it must be now. Like, basically, if they now go and they don't use this as the starting point of Amorim's career at Manchester United, there will never be a better moment for it to work.
One thing I can say about that team, and that was my first time properly watching them this season, they now fight. Like Cunha, again, very reminiscent of like early Firmino at Liverpool. Just not getting the goals, but you're fighting. And Burmo, pace, strength. I actually thought Casemiro had a half decent game. Bruno was fantastic. As much as I don't like him because of his antics, I thought he was fantastic. And if they can get a tune out of Mason Mount, they've got someone, he's a bit like a road runner. He'll just be running and running and running until he can't run anymore. But I still think they've got quite a lot of holes. The goalkeeper looks okay.
He deserves credit.
He does. Because, of course,
look, when
the
team sheet came out, everybody was saying that Harry Maguire shouldn't be in it. It was Ruben Amorim's decision to play him, and then he gets the winner. That's vindication of your decision, isn't it?
Yeah. There's certain players that understand what that fixture means. And, we always used to kind of dig, and wrongly we would say, the foreign players don't quite get it. Maguire gets it. Maguire fully understands what that fixture means. And also what Maguire adds to you is like Van Dijk, 9 times out of 10, the area battle, especially when it comes to offensively, he's winning that battle. With Maguire in there, you're losing that battle. So he brings you so much. He brings you experience. He's weirdly a goal threat. Every time we play against him, Maguire's a goal threat. So he understands the fixture.
They turn up in big games. This is what Manchester United do. This is what they've done under other managers. They've won FA Cups. They've won silverware, and then they haven't turned up on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
They simply have to now beat Brighton. Like, it's all very well beating Liverpool at Anfield when the eyes of the world are on you.
Mate, Brighton's an
do you
enormous
think?
Game. No. Do you? We said that about Newcastle. Like, Newcastle have to beat Brighton. All of a sudden, Danny Welbeck's turned into R9. Can't stop scoring. So I don't think is that Old Trafford or
no? That's away. That's away. Oh no, they're at home. They're at home to Brighton next week. Yeah, sorry.
Let's see.
Yeah.
This is how you capitalise on a result like that game at Anfield. Yeah. You're right. Let's see what they can do.
They have to keep building on it. Yeah. I mean, it's a great result. They're up to 9th, which I'm not saying they're kind of moving in the right direction. Yeah. So let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, I wanted to see a bit more of Seshko today as well. Again, we laughed when he wasn't on the starting lineup. But maybe, again, vindicated. But it'll be interesting to see what he doesn't look up to speed yet, for me, Seshko. So they've still got players that are coming back into full fitness, and he could be one of them. Yeah. If they can get that front three going, then they've got something.
Yeah, and he got it right there as well. It's important that it's interesting you mentioned that. Not starting Seshko when we're looking at the starting lineup, Mount through the middle. You're like, that's a bad idea. Within 1 minute, his wingers have found the space down the outside, which is what they're supposed to do, and they're 1-0 up.
Yeah, if you're
it's Amorim's best day in the job by a mile.
And Van Dijk, you're wanting a Seshko battle because he's not going to beat you physically because that's a battle. But you don't want Burmo and Mount. You don't want those little darting players. And it was those two little darting players that got the first goal.
But we have seen it, haven't we? We've seen it with the victory over Chelsea. So they can get those big wins. It's how they proceed.
Yeah.
This has been emotional.
For me more than you.
Well, I've got some good news. I can cheer you up, I think. Twice before. It has happened on 2 occasions. 1997 and 2001.
Yeah.
The team that ultimately won the league.
Yeah.
Which on both of those years was Manchester United.
Yeah.
In that season, lost 3 league games in a row, but ultimately won the league. So it has happened before.
Man United probably won those with like 78 points and 82. Doesn't happen anymore. Doesn't happen anymore.
But in 1997 it happened, and 2001 it happened. So it can be done. You can win silverware. You can win the league, losing 3 games in a row.
Okay.
So make of that what you will. Addy, an honour.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for finding the time. Love talking football with you. Make sure that you subscribe to Addy Oladipo's YouTube channel. The link is in the description below, so make sure that you check that out. Some fantastic stuff going on over there. Really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Really hope that you like this idea. What we are doing is testing something out. So we're going to be doing like a podcast style thing. And if you enjoyed it, please do us a favour. Please do click subscribe, give it a like, and give it some hype points. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Ta-da!